Yo, what's going on everybody? It's Merc and welcome to me doing another tier list for y'all. Also, yo, check it out. This time I am doing all of the Aliens, all of the Predator, and all of the Aliens vs Predator games that have been released out for y'all, and I'm going to do a whole tier list on that. And it's also going to include when they did features in a few games as well. So I hope you're looking forward to it. Stick around and let's see what is going to be godlike and what I rate is absolute doo-doo. Let's go.
And now, here's a word from our sponsor.
From our first voyages of discovery to faster-than-light commerce, the Weyland-Yutani Corporation has been at the vanguard of a new frontier, shaping new worlds for every man, woman, and child. Commerce, the lifeblood of human endeavor, exploring new frontiers, discovering new resources, inventing new technology. Weyland-Yutani, building better worlds.
Okay folks, here we go. We're getting into the meat and the bread of this tier maker. So I have done 6 tiers for you.
It's the only way to be sure.
And also just a heads up for everybody, all the games that I am going to be categorizing in here, if I have done a gameplay that is on my channel, that I will put a link next to me or preview right next to me so y'all can go check out what has been going on in the game, just to give you a bit of an idea of how it looks. Right, so first up we have Aliens Armageddon. So if you don't know already, Aliens Armageddon is an arcade exclusive game, and I remember playing this quite a lot when I was younger, when I used to go to the arcades and waste all of my money and my folks' money. So I'm going to put this down as very nice. Reason being is because when you're a child and you go to the arcades, that is basically one of the best things that you could ever experience. And even as an adult, going to the arcades and finding really dope games to play, especially with your friends or your family and such, that is the bee's knees. So Aliens Armageddon I thoroughly loved. You could have the light guns. I mean, okay, it didn't have a story and whatnot, but the amount of like carnage that was coming at you and you just go everything is just like really cool. So I definitely would recommend that. Putting it down is very nice. Up next we have got Alien Resurrection. This game was released for the PlayStation 1 and was released actually in the year 2000, which was 3 years after the 1997 release of the movie Alien Resurrection that was written by Joss Whedon. So I'm going to put this down as standard. So I'm not going to be judging it from the movie. I'm basically going to judge it from the game. So the game itself was pretty tough, to be honest with you. The controls, they happened, but I thought like literally this game is standard, you know. I'm glad that I played it all the way through, and I probably won't play it again, but again, it's another one of those I'd probably recommend that y'all go and play. If you're down with retro games and PlayStation 1 games, Alien Resurrection is a first-person shooter. It's pretty faithful to the movie, so standard it is. Right, next one is Aliens vs Predator. This is the 2010 game released by Sega and Rebellion. I am putting this up as very nice. Reason being, if you haven't already, I had done a Twitch live stream on the 3 campaigns, the Marine campaign, the Alien campaign, and the Predator campaign. I've also chopped them up and made them as videos on my YouTube channel as well, so make sure that you do go and check them out, or feel free to go and check them out. But I thoroughly enjoyed playing this again 12 years ago since I played it. Thoroughly enjoyed it when it was on release, so I thought I'd go back and do a stream on it, try to revisit what happened in the game, and I thoroughly loved it. The way how they did the campaigns, they were short but sweet. The multiplayer for this game as well is also really good, especially the fact that you could play different types of aliens, different type of marines, and also different type of predators. The way how you play them and interact with everybody who's playing different classes of different types of creatures, that's what made it really unique. The game was released in 2010, but you still got people that are playing it to this day. Not a lot of people, but you've got dedicated servers, people in the Discord that are really down to play it. So this is a game that it's always going down for sales as well. It's pretty cheap as chips. So whenever it does, you know, go on sale, go and pick it up. Have some fun with it. If you were a true Aliens fan, a true Predator fan, this is the game for you. Go and check it out. I love the game. I'm putting it down as very nice. Right. Alien vs Predator, the Super Nintendo game. I'm putting this down as standard. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed this game. This was really cool, especially when it was released in the early 90s, and it was one of the first major games that included both the Alien and the Predator duking it out. You get to play as the Predator on this one, and also given the fact that there's not that many games out there that you can play as the Yautja, I would recommend people play this. I'm not going to put it down as very nice because I feel that if I play it the once, that's okay. I'm definitely putting it down for that. It is aesthetically pleasing as well. And yeah, I'll definitely recommend you go and check it out. Yo, next up, we have got the Famicom game. You remember the Famicom? Nintendo Famicom? Old school, really old school. Late 80s, early 90s. So we got Aliens 2. I'm gonna put this down as standard. Really? I could put it down as meh, could be better, but given the limited resources and limited coding that you could have back in the late, I think this game was released back in 1988, 1989, like a few years just after the Aliens movie release. There's only so much that he could do in it. You could jump and you could shoot. It was simplistic, very simplistic, but it was also really fun as well. And even to this day, when I play it, I just have fun with it. It's good, especially when you see the speedrunners when they do this game. It looks so cool. They can complete in like 7 minutes or less, and I'm thinking, man, it's taking me like more than 10 minutes to get past the first level. This game, if you do have the chance to get a Famicom, or if you do have the chance to play it on your computer, I would recommend you go and do that.
It's the only way to be sure.
Alright y'all, next up, Alien 3 for the Super Nintendo. So, back in the day, this is just a bit of trivia for y'all. So back in the day when there were movie tie-in games that were for the Super Nintendo as well as the Sega Genesis, both of the games that were released on the platforms were never the same. You always had one that was like more graphically impressive and the gameplay was better than the other one, and then a lot of it was vice versa. So when it comes to Alien 3 that was released for the Super Nintendo as well as the Sega Genesis, I personally found that Alien 3 was better for the Super Nintendo. It felt more like a Metroidvania type game, and it felt like there was a lot more to do in it than its Sega Genesis counterpart. So I'm going to put this down as standard. Now I'm not going to put it down as very nice, I'm going to put it down as standard. The game, I felt personally that was better than the movie, and if y'all have been following me enough, you know that I'm not the biggest fan of Alien 3.
This motherfucker is garbage!
I'm not going to explain right here. You're going to have to watch back to my older videos or even go into my Twitch live stream to just ask me, yo Merc, why do you not like Alien 3?
I'll let you know that.
So I'll put it down as standard. Again, this is a good game, and if you like Metroidvanias, this is definitely the one to go to.
Let's go!
Okay, so we've been talking about Alien 3 on the last game, haven't we? So let's go on to another Alien 3 game, The Gun. This is the arcade exclusive game. I am putting this down as very nice. This is the only Alien 3 game that you're gonna have this on here as very nice.
How dare you!
Reason being, again, it's the same as Aliens Armageddon, light gun time. And the amount of different type of aliens that you like shoot and whatnot is so cool. They actually think, like when I was playing the game, as what you can see like right next to me here, I was saying to myself, I didn't realize that there was that many xenomorphs on Fiorina 161. But I'm glad that they made the game like this, and I'm glad that they made it 2-player, so then you can have your buddy next to you doing what they can do with it. I think I only got to play this game once back in the day, back in the arcades. I enjoyed it. If anybody does get the chance to get to play it, you can play it on PC. But yeah, go for it. I'd recommend it. The best Alien 3 game out there. Okay, so this is the first game that I'm actually going to put in the not played or not enough section, and it's Alien Blackout. So this is apparently the sequel to Alien Isolation, but I've never played it. And it's really weird because I actually have this on my phone, on my mobile phone. I have loaded it up to the main menu, but I've not got past that because I'm not really a mobile phone player, but give it time. I'm hoping that I can in the future do a gameplay of it and slap it on the channel. So I want to see what this game is about because I do like Alien Isolation. We're going to get into that later. So I'm going to leave it into there for now. Okay, so this is the second one that I'm actually going to put in not played and not enough. Is Alien Girl. So this is a fan-made game that you can find on itch.io or itch.io, however that you want to say it. I always feel like I keep getting it said wrong, but just me. So Alien Girl is a ZX Spectrum game that I'm definitely going to do another gameplay on. Well, not another gameplay, I'm going to do a gameplay on, but I haven't played it yet. Not enough information for me to give y'all apart from go to itch.io and see the game for yourself. So we've been talking about fan games, right? So this is game Alien Hope for the Future. I am putting that down as very nice. So if you checked my channel, my YouTube channel, you would have noticed that I've done 4 gameplays of Alien Hope for the Future. So this game is made by one Russian developer who is absolutely in love with the franchise and the second movie especially, and it just goes to show with the amount of work that they have put into it. Link screen will be right next to me so you can check out what I'm talking about here while I'm explaining it to y'all. So imagine Alien Isolation, but set in the second movie. So everything that happened before the Marines arrived on planet Acheron, LV-426, this is what you go through. So the Russian developer is actually trying to put together 3 campaigns that are going to merge into one, where you get to play as 3 different characters. So you get to play as a medic, you get to play as a security guard, and you also get to play as the one that I've been playing in here, where as an engineer. And it's really good, and it's really interesting. Now, the fact that the AI is just incredibly smart. Part of me makes me think that the Xenomorph in here is actually tougher than the one in Alien Isolation. In Alien Hope for the Future, it's a warrior that is coming to chase you. It's basically the Terminator.
And it absolutely will not stop, ever, until you are dead.
If you do get the chance, I would thoroughly recommend everybody go and check out this game and show the developer your support so he can keep making the game. Because so far, the amount of talent that is going on out there and the amount of work that's been put into this game to make it as faithful to the franchise as possible is just astounding. So do go and check it out when you can. It's brilliant. It's really good. Right, folks. Now, Alien Isolation. Bang!
Perfect. That's the only way!
Putting onto godlike. This game is probably my favorite horror game of all time. This has to be one of the greatest games ever made.
You're goddamn right.
And it is just absolutely so faithful to the first movie. It's just so cool. So if you know about Alien Isolation, you know what happened with the development on it. You had 20th Century Fox that said to Creative Assembly that, look, here's a lot of artwork and a lot of assets that we haven't shown to the public. Bam, here you go, and you can use this as evidence and as sauce for you to go and make the game. And when you go around in this game and, you know, go around the Sevastopol, it's just absolutely brilliant, like how you see everything that's just so faithful to Ridley Scott's movie. I just absolutely love it. The AI on it is absolutely amazing. Just, you never know when you're safe. The game, it was released back in 2014, but you still have people to this day, when I'm reading on Reddit, when I'm hearing on YouTube and such, that are still too scared to play it. And the drone is just always there. It's always lurking. It's always seeing you. You think you're safe in a locker?
Nope.
You think you're safe under the tiles?
Nope.
You think you're safe in another room where you think that it's like half a mile down there?
Nope.
And I just think it's absolutely brilliant. The story that was done by Dan Abnett, who is, if you don't know Dan Abnett, he is a legend in the Warhammer 40k universe, helped do the story for this. Absolutely brilliant. This game, as much as I praise it, I just have to definitely thoroughly recommend everybody go and play it, because y'all are absolutely gonna love it. Alright y'all, up next we got Alien 3 for the Sega Genesis. I'm going to put this back onto standard. I'm going to put it next to its Super Nintendo counterpart. So again, as I was saying before with Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo movie franchise games that were released back in the day, a lot of them were very much of one is going to be better than the other, and I believe that Super Nintendo still is better than the Alien 3 Sega Genesis counterpart, where you have other games that are movie tie-ins or based on movie franchises, like say for example RoboCop vs. Terminator. The Sega Genesis counterpart is way better than the Super Nintendo part. So with Alien 3, it's the other way around. But I would recommend y'all go and check it out. You know, it's a fun game. If you like the movie, then you're gonna like the game. If you don't like the movie, then you're gonna like the game, because it's still fun to just go around and shoot xenomorphs, right? Who doesn't like to go around and shoot xenomorphs? Up next, we have got Capcom's own arcade game, Alien vs. Predator. Bam, I am putting this onto godlike. This is the second game that I'm putting onto godlike. This game is so cool. I remember, again, playing this back in the arcades when I was younger. I think this was the game out of all of the Aliens and Predator games out there that I spent so much money on. And this was also back in the day when Capcom and Konami were just like amazing. So I'll thoroughly recommend that if you haven't checked it out already, make sure that you check out Alien vs. Predator. You get to play as 2 types of Yautja. You get to play as Dutch Schaefer. If you don't know who Dutch is, he's Arnold Schwarzenegger from the first Predator movie. And you get to play as Lin Kurosawa. They need to bring this back out. They need to remake it or something. 20th Century Fox or Disney, you know what to do.
Please! Please!
So you know how we're talking about more arcade games? Got another one for you. Aliens Extermination. Putting this down as very nice. Again, exactly what I said about Alien 3 The Gun and Aliens Armageddon. This is a really cool game, and also another game that I can play on PC. Preview is right next to me of me playing and having a lot of fun in it. This game I would definitely recommend that y'all go and check out. If you had the opportunity to play it in the arcades, amazing. If you didn't have the opportunity to play it in the arcades, you still can play it on the PC, and I believe that you can still play it with like 2 people as well. Well, yourself and another person, just like in the arcades. Really awesome, really fun. Definitely recommend it. Definitely putting it down is very nice. Alright y'all, one of the latest games to have come out of the Aliens franchise, Aliens Fireteam Elite.
It's showtime.
I am going to be very cool with this, and I'm going to put it down as very nice. The content in the game is not as much as what people wanted. It's one of those games that if you feel that if you completed everything that's in the game, there's not really a reason to go back into it apart from just grind for weapons or grind for camo. But if you were down with a lot of cool people and you want to have a good game together, then Aliens Fireteam Elite is really good for it. So Cold Iron Studios, I believe that this is their very first game that they have created. They've made it extremely faithful to the franchise. The way how the guns sound, the way how the guns look, the different types of xenomorphs, the settings, the aesthetic, everything about it is just really spot on. I read the prequel novel Aliens Infiltrator that really got me pumped up for it, and it led you into some of the characters that you see in there already, so you understand why Honecker is just the character that he is in there. I do believe that Cold Iron Studios can still make good, honest content for this game, so this game I would recommend people go out and play because it's thoroughly good. If you're a huge Aliens fan and you like your co-op, and if you like games like Back 4 Blood, Left 4 Dead, this game is definitely up your alley. Right, so we're going back into the not played and not enough section. So this game is called Aliens Neoplasma. So I'm going to put that there. Again, this is another fan-made game that you can find on the World Wide Web. It is made for the ZX Spectrum and it looks pretty cool. There is a browser version and there's also a downloadable version as well that you can use for the cartridge of your ZX Spectrum. I'm going to be doing a gameplay on this as the same as Alien Girl, so be on the lookout for the channel, and I'm pretty interested in it. It looks pretty interesting, and yeah, we'll go ahead and see what's up. Alright y'all, next up, Aliens, a comic book adventure. So this game was released for the MS-DOS way back in 1995. The reason why I picked up this game was because it had a front cover made by Dennis Fabius. If you don't know Dennis Fabius, he did the artwork for the Dark Horse comic Nightmare Asylum. So it's basically book 2 of the Earth War, which I just thought is absolutely amazing. I'll get onto that another time. So back onto the game. This game is pretty much a point and click game. Set in a comic book way, but I'm gonna have to put this on as whack. No! Now, I'm not saying that it's an absolute terrible game, I'm just saying that it's a bit of a disappointing game. I did not feel personally that there was a lot of stuff going on in there that made me want to keep playing, and also if you take the wrong turns and the wrong moves in that, it can be extremely unforgiving. Some of y'all may like that, some of y'all masochists, you may want to dig into that, but me, I'm kind of like, I want to explore more into it, but I don't want to take like one left turn, which was supposed to be a right turn, and then that's it. It's sped up to a point where either my ship is going to explode or the xenomorphs burst out of the lab, and then that's a game over and you have to start all over again. So it was kind of an okay idea to make a comic book adventure of Dark Horse Comics Aliens, but I think that the execution wasn't really to plan, so I'm going to put that down as whack / disappointed. So folks, you know how I was saying earlier about Alien vs Predator, which is a really dope arcade game? So Capcom did that, and Konami back in 1990 did another game for y'all, Aliens.
Oh yeah.
I'm putting this on as godlike.
I love the core.
This was really cool. I've got another preview next to me right now that's showing gameplay of me playing it. This game is really cool, and I definitely recommend everybody go and play it. If you like the movie Aliens, this is just a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer at all, and plus you get to fight again all types of different xenomorphs, even xenomorphs that you think, should you even be considered a xenomorph? But it happens. So you get to fight crocodile xenomorphs, flying xenomorphs, the whole 9 yards. But you can rock any type of weapon in here. You got the smart gun, you got the flamethrowers, you got the pulse rifles, everything to your disposal, and you can also have 2 players on here as well. So one of them is kind of like a Ripley wannabe, and then you got another one that's a Hicks wannabe. So yeah, this game, thoroughly recommend. Konami, you were on point back in the 1990s. Please get back to that, because we all need Konami back. Please! Right. Next one, we have got Aliens Colonial Marines.
Ah! No!
You were the chosen one!
Nope.
Bring balance to the force!
Nope.
Not leave it in darkness!
This game I'm putting down as whack. Yo, check it out. I saw, as well as everybody else, saw the E3 trailer, and it was the game that every single Aliens fan in the world cried out that this was the game to be. And then on release, I remember, little story for you, I remember me and my friend, the same friend who I went through the whole campaign in Aliens Fireteam Elite, we were waiting for this for so long, and we waited for the day of release to play the whole game all the way through, no breaks, as co-op, which is a good feature on here. You can play co-op on the story. But it was just so watered down, it did not feel like it was the same game that we saw at E3. The game itself, Colonial Marines, was supposed to be a way to retcon Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, which again was another thing that I thought, oh, that would be really cool, because coming from me, that I grew up reading the Dark Horse comics, especially the Earthwalk comics that showed Ripley, Newt, and Bishop.
Nope.
Ripley, Newt, and Hicks on the mission to stop the aliens infestation on Earth. Aliens Colonial Marines was kind of a no-brainer, that's what I wanted, and the fact that Hicks is in it as well, but the execution was terrible.
Disappointed!
The AI on it, as much as you thought that they were helping you, they weren't helping you at all. The aliens itself, the soundtrack to it is really good. That's something that I'll give it a thumbs up on. I'm unsure what Gearbox were doing. I'm unsure what Randy Pitchford wanted to do. I know that it was in development hell for quite a long time, and to be honest with you, it just suffered the same fate as Duke Nukem. No! So, yo, I'm leaving you as whack. Hey y'all, just realized that we actually haven't got anything that meh could be better. Okay, we'll get that filled up. Yeah, I'm not leaving that blank. Alright, here we go. Next up we got Aliens Infestation. That was released for the Nintendo DS. I'm putting that on as godlike.
This shit good.
I've never played that game before. I knew friends that had the Nintendo DS, but none of them had it. And it was only until I popped into the shop like a few years after they had the Nintendo DS, and I thought, hey, wait a minute, there's this Aliens game that was made by Sega.
Goddamn right.
I gotta play it. Still never got the chance to, and it was only until on PC that I actually got the chance to play it, and I streamed it, live streamed it. I just thought, this game, I so wish that I had back in the day. It was really, really good. The story is really good for it. The way how you interact with the characters was really good. The different types of xenomorphs that you have into there as well, and the encounters that you have with the synthetic, artificial people, artificial persons.
I may be synthetic, but I'm not stupid.
Boss fights were really good in it as well, especially the fact that you get to fight a space jockey in there. This was way before Prometheus, Ridley Scott's Prometheus, was released back in 2012. I thought that was really, really cool how they did that. So you get to fight the Queen as well, and kind of reenact a little bit of how it was with Ripley when she was fighting the Queen Alien. You got to send it out of space. So the game itself is just really, really good. I thoroughly recommend anybody to go and play that game. It's probably one of Nintendo's best games out there. And it's from Sega as well. How about that? Next up, we have got Aliens Online. I'm going to put this on meh, could be better. So I remember playing this back in 1998. Well, not on the day of release, but after it had been released. And it was okay, but I always felt that it could have been a bit better. So you could play as the Marine, and you could also play as the Alien as well. There is a way for you to still play this game, but you can only play the single player mode. You can't play it online, obviously, because they took it down years ago. Kind of the same with like the Matrix Online. They took that down years ago, but I'm sure there's a way that you can still play the single player content. Yeah, I'm gonna put that down on meh, could be better. There you go. It's like what I was saying earlier. I needed to find a game to put in this section, and I found it. Aliens Thanatos Encounter for the Game Boy Color. I'm gonna put that down as not played, not enough. I don't really know enough of the game. I played a tiny bit of it back in the day, but not enough for me to give you a bit of a detail of what I thought of it to put into the different categories. So yo, I'm put it down as not played enough. Next up on here is the only strategy game that I have for Aliens vs Predator, called Aliens vs Predator Extinction for the PlayStation 2. So I'm going to put that down as standard. It's a good game. You have 3 campaigns. You play as the Marines, you play as the Alien, and you play as the Predator. And this is a game that I'm going to be doing a gameplay on as well. I'm going to do it on my Twitch live stream, so make sure you do go and check it out there. Now, it's very interesting that they made this for console and they didn't do a release for it on PC. And as you know, PC is kind of the king when it comes to turn-based strategy or real-time strategy. So hopefully, I would like it if they did make a strategy game for Aliens vs Predator. There is potential for it. People liked Extinction, so why not give it a shot? I think it's a good idea. Let's just roll with that. Next up is based on the movie itself, Aliens vs Predator Requiem. So the movie, I wasn't able to watch it because it was so dark. But the game is more lighter, so you can see exactly what is going on. In the game, you get to play as a Yautja. Your goal is to kill all of the xenomorphs that are coming your way. Now, there's not really that much that is going on in the game. It's pretty simplistic. Go in there, hack, slash, that's it. It was released for the PlayStation Plus as well, so it was a game that you could use handheld, go anywhere and just take out xenomorphs. But I'm going to put this on meh, could be better. Because again, I feel personally that it could be better, but the game, again, like Alien 3, is better than the movie. So go and check it out. Oh boy, this is a really long list, isn't it? It just makes you wonder, like, yo, there's really been that many video games of Aliens Predator and Aliens vs Predator? Oh boy. Alright y'all, next up is Aliens vs Predator 2. A lot of people recommend this, and a lot of people say that this is the best Aliens vs Predator game that has been made. I'm going to put this down as standard. I have played it before on the campaigns. They are good, but it's not something that I remember enough. But I do remember that I did have fun playing it back on PC back in the day. So yeah, I'm putting it down on here. The same will go for Primal Hunt, the expansion pack for the game. So I'm going to leave that there as well. This one is a bit of a biased one. Alien Trilogy.
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
1996, PlayStation 1 is going into very nice. I thoroughly loved this game. I played this game to death back in the day. I thought it was brilliant. The music was really well done for it. It fitted the game perfectly. Also the fact that you could play in different scenarios of the movie, the 3 movies themselves, because this came out before Alien Resurrection, which was 97. This came out in 1996, and I just thought it was great. This is exactly what a really young Aliens fan needed to play. You get to play as a Marine, and you go through locations on Alien 3, locations on Aliens, because you start off on a Sulaco-based environment, and also places like the first Alien as well. So this game is really cool. I would definitely recommend y'all go and play it. If you have a PlayStation, play this game. The game can be tough at times, don't get me wrong, just like Alien Resurrection. The movement can be a bit clunky, but yo, I'd say definitely go and play it. It's really fun. It really is fun. Next up, we have Alien vs Predator, and this is for the Jaguar. Now, I'm going to put this on meh, could be better. I did play this game a very long time ago when I was very young. It was okay. I know a lot of people out there will be saying,
hey bro, what do you mean? This should be high. This should be on standard. Or it could even be on very nice because it still holds up to this day.
I personally felt like it was a very long game to play.
You serious?
And I thought it could be better. Now, given the fact how it was for the Jaguar, where you were quite limited on for tech than as you would be for now, so it's understandable of the limitations that were in those games. But me personally, again, this is my opinion only.
How dare you!
I think that it's on meh, so I'm gonna leave it there. Aliens vs Predator, the classic 2000. This is a game that you can get on Steam for cheapest chips. I'm going to put this on standard. I'm going to put it on the same category as Aliens vs Predator 2 and Aliens vs Predator Primal Hunt, given the fact that it is a very enjoyable game. Just kind of like the same thing, really. Just go ahead and play it. If you have Steam, if you have PC, and you want to play an old school Aliens vs Predator game, get that game. It's really fun, aesthetically pleasing. Just go and play it. Alright, y'all, AvP Evolution. This was, I believe, that was an Android exclusive game for mobile phones. I'm not sure whether it was released in the Apple Store, but I know that I saw it back in the day, back in 2013 for Android. So I'm gonna put it on meh, could be better. It's not whack, because, you know, the graphics were pretty good back in the day, and, you know, you get to go into a gauntlet as the Predator and fight all these aliens, and, you know, it was interesting. It was okay. but I put it on meh. I can't say that I'll be playing it for hours and hours on end. It's probably one of those games I'll play for 10 minutes. Oh, it's fun, just to pass the time. That game is what I'd put there. Yo, actually, we've got quite a few Aliens vs Predator games in meh could be better. It's kind of saying something, right?
Know what I'm talking about, man.
Now, I know I said that it's kind of saying something, but Aliens vs Predator, this one I am putting on as standard. This game I liked.
Okay.
And a fun fact for you, this is my very first PC game that I bought back in the day. Now, I was too young to get the game, so obviously my folks bought it for me. And playing it, I just thought it was cool. But when I went onto the Alien campaign,
I'm losing my balance. Whoa!
I could not control it. It was just way too fast for me. Way too fast. But the game itself is really cool, and I do believe that it is time for me to go back and experience the game again. Yeah, expect to see me play this on the channel very soon. Yeah, I'm gonna put that down as standard. Alright y'all, Predator 2, that was released for the Sega Master System as well as the Sega Genesis. So this is the Sega Genesis version that I'm going to be talking about right here, and I'm going to put this down as standard. So I got a preview right next to me of me playing it, because I did do it on a Twitch live stream and I chopped it up and put it on YouTube as well. This game is pretty good. If you like Predator 2 the movie, then you know what's going down. You can play as Lieutenant Harrigan, aka Danny Glover, going around killing all these gangsters and whatnot. And while you're doing that and you're collecting all the evidence, you got these 3 dots that are coming after you. What are the 3 dots? They're basically the predator that is coming after you. And if it goes to, it doesn't actually come after you until there's no more hostages for you to save. But if it goes to one of the hostages and you just see them just explode. So, you know, it's really cool. The end level as well, spoiler alert, where you get to go into the Predator ship, like how it was back in the Predator 2 1990 movie. Not as extensive as how it is in the game, where you get to fight against over 30-40 Yautjas in there, and then you get to fight against the Super Predator. But that can be an absolutely huge maze. If you're low on health and you're just running around in there, you best know where you're going, otherwise you're gonna have to start the whole thing all over again. But yeah, I'll put that down to standard. It's a really fun game. I'd recommend it. Right, here we go. Predator Hunting Grounds. If you've visited my channel a lot recently, you know that I've been doing a lot, and I mean a lot of mixtapes on this joint. I've been streaming it on Twitch for a very long time, like over a year now, and I like the game. So I'm going to put it down as very nice. I'm not going to put it higher because there are some things that still can be worked at on the game. It's really fun. It's an asymmetrical 4 versus 1 game. You get to play 2 modes on it. There's either hunt mode, which is basically PvPvE. You get to play as 4 soldiers. If you've seen the first Predator movie, at the beginning where they go into guerrilla warfare and they take out the bad guys at the beginning, that's basically what you're doing there, and you're doing like little mini missions, and you get another player that is playing as the Predator that is coming to hunt you. Good. Alternatively, if you're playing the Predator, your whole main goal is to take out the 4 people that are playing as the soldiers. So it's really good. That's Hunt. It's all based in the jungle as well, so there's no other environment that you're playing at. There's no like Predator 2 where you're in the city. There's no like The Predator, for instance, the Shane Black disaster that is set in like a rural town. It's all based like kind of basing it on the first movie. So that's where you go with it. There's a lot of different Yautjas that you can play cross-platform with PC as well as PlayStation. So putting them both together is just great. So unfortunately, Xbox players who did want to get the game, they're not going to see it anytime soon unless Elphonics says that, look, we're going to release it for y'all as well. But it might be a Sony thing. Anyway, back to the game. I'm going to leave it as very nice. I do like playing it. Overall, it's a fun game. I would recommend people go and play it. It can be fun. And also, folks, another heads up as well, I have a huge amount of videos on this game as well, so if you do want to go and check them out and figure out what this game is about, then I've got some short mixtapes that are on my channel, so yeah, make sure that you do go and check them out. Okay, next up, Predator Concrete Jungle. This was a third-person action-adventure game that was released for the PlayStation 2, and probably the only one out there that has been made for the Predator. I'm going to put this on as godlike. Y'all may think it's not that good, you know, maybe you could put it down as very nice, maybe you could put it down as standard. Personally, I'm going to put it down as godlike. Reason being is because you can actually play the Predator in their own full story campaign as a 3D action-adventure platformer. So this game is also 18 as well. You could do all different types of fatalities and whatnot, rip people's spines out, rip their heads out, and decapitate it. Just like a lot of cool, gory, grisly things that you saw in Predator 1 as well as Predator 2. I would thoroughly recommend this game. This is a game that I also did another stream on, did YouTube videos on, and a game that I do go back to play in time and time again. I'm not going to put it down as very nice. I'm going to put it down as godlike, because again, this is the only game that you can play the Predator as that. Now, with how games are these days, I really wish that they could either do a remake of this, do a remaster of it, or basically do a sequel to it.
Just do it!
Because I think it would just be absolutely amazing. So fingers crossed that we get another game like this. Who knows, Predator Prey may actually entice game developers to make a game like this again. Hopefully. Okay, y'all. Predator for the OG Nintendo. I'll put this on here. It's okay. I mean, for the game playing back in the day, it was released straight just directly after the first movie was released. So of course, everybody who watched the first movie, they went to play the game straight away and such. It's not as good as like maybe, you know, its sequel Predator 2, but it's still fun to play. So yeah, go and check it out. And you get to play as Arnie. What's not to like about that? Alright, next up, y'all, we have got Alien Damnation. This is a fan-made game made by somebody who is very popular at itch.io called Stefano Cagnani, who made a lot of really, really good games. So I'm going to put this on as standard. Now, this game did get a tiny bit of flack when it came out and it was on my channel and such. I think the reason being is because I think you had to pay for it. I mean, I think a lot of people weren't that happy of how that was and such.
They can bill me.
You know, it's each to their own, but the game itself, it was good for
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
for a game that was made by one person. I thought it was really, really cool. Now, my only gripe on the game, I mean, the mechanics are okay on it. You know, the character models they're okay for it. You know, it's made by just one person, but the blinking lights, I think, were too frequent and too flashy to a point where I made the gameplay and I had to put on the beginning of it that of a epilepsy warning. So if you do get the chance to go and play it, then make sure that you do go play it and support the developer, because it's pretty cool. It's a good idea. It's cool. Alright, y'all, next up is a game called Aliens Obliteration. Now, this is a very hidden game. This is a very hidden fan-made game, but I'm going to put this on as standard. The reason why I'm putting it on standard is because it's made by one person who has a big love for the Aliens franchise, and they've made apparently 9 levels. 9 totally different levels. Still a lot of work that needs to be put into it. While I was playing it, I could see the potential on it. So I'm just going to leave that there, and I would recommend everybody, if you do go to itch.io, then check out Aliens Obliteration, go and play it, and, you know, decide for yourself what you think of the game. Alright, next up, so we have got the first of the featured list on here. So we got Fortnite. So I am going to put down as whack.
How dare you!
Now, before y'all come and attack me and bring out your pitchforks, the reason why I'm putting it down as whack is because the characters themselves, I think they're basically just skins. The way how they're portrayed in here, you would not see a xenomorph running around with a gun. The Predator, kind of like the same thing. Ellen Ripley, you can play in here as well. I don't know whether you can still play them in the game or whether they're a part of a season or whatnot. I don't know, I don't really play Fortnite. And especially the fact that you can get to do the goofy dances with them as well is not really my cup of tea. If it's your cup of tea, then yo, kudos to you. You know, I hope that you do enjoy it. But me, because this is just my opinion that I'm doing a by tier list, I'm listing their appearance in here as whack. Right, next up, we have got Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat 10. So this is on here because the alien is featured on here. So it's basically a cartoon host. Facehugger latched onto one of Baraka's homies, and the alien just came out there. Also play as the Predator, you can play as the Out-Yip, and you can also play as the awesome dude Carl Weathers, as Dylan from the first Predator movie, as Jax. So I'm going to list this as very nice because you get to play as these characters in a fighting game with their own fatalities, their own stage fatalities, and their own move lists as well. So that is like really, really cool. And I'd recommend everybody go out and play, because a lot of people say that Mortal Kombat X is the last best Mortal Kombat that has been made. I don't know. I like Mortal Kombat 11 a lot. But Mortal Kombat 10 is cool for the mere fact that you can play as the alien, the Predator, and Dylan from the first Predator movie. So yeah, I want to keep that there as it is. Alright folks, there it is, my full tier list of all of the games that I could find of Aliens, Predator, and Aliens vs Predator. So if you did agree or disagree with any of the games that I've listed on here, then make sure to drop a comment down below and let me know so then we can chat through it. Because, you know, speaking with more Aliens and Predator fans, or even people who have played the games, it's really cool to see what your thoughts are on it. So again, on this channel, I am doing as many Aliens games and Predator games as I can do, and if you are looking forward to seeing more of the content, or if you're quite curious to see what is going on my channel, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, so when that video does drop, then check it out. You're the first person to be there. But until then, thank you again for coming in and watching. I hope that you did enjoy it. I hope it gave you a few ideas of what game to play next for yourself, what to try out, and whether you feel that it is really good or whether it is really bad. But y'all take care and stay safe out there. Peace.
Don't forget to subscribe!
That's it,